mobile phone to record the confrontations and gather evidence of their admissions. However, the South Australian Police had to seize the phone used for recording to use as evidence in hope of a conviction. Since the phone was taken to be used as evidence, we've been unable for a short period of time to continue our online work. There have been a few businesses and several amazing individuals who have been so generous and have gone out and bought a brand new phone and recording equipment to use in future operations. I would very much like to publicly thank Supplement Warfare for their huge generosity in buying a brand new laptop so that we can continue catching these people who are putting our children at risk. Thank you, Supplement Warfare. If you do need supplements, then these guys are the best in the business, no doubt about it. Furthermore, by shopping there, you help supporting getting these predators off our streets and into jail. We will be wearing a Supplement Warfare t-shirt on every bus from here on in, and thank you very much for their continued support. We would also like to advise the public to not do what we are doing. There are a lot of risk factors to take into consideration before doing what we do. We have been trying as much as possible to work with the police and not against them, and are not here to rant on about them not doing their job, but are simply here to help them in enforcing the law. However, the gravity and seriousness of the problem is such that we would have caught 6 to 7 pedophiles within the last week had we had better cooperation with the police, who have deliberately stopped busts several times from happening by doing many different things, but one of those things was getting several uniformed officers to stand at the meeting place where the pedophile was meant to meet at the time of the meet to actually deliberately scare off the pedophile from meeting and being confronted. These actions are simply unconscionable, and I'm ashamed for their sake to tell you publicly what they have done. Unfortunately, these 5 pedophiles who have been unable to get away by the police will continue to offend. I have no idea what they may do in the future. They may not get caught for many years to come. The future victims of these pedophiles that did get away are on the police's hands and not ours. We will do everything we can to bust them in the future and are hopeful that the police change their attitudes to our actions and respond to the evidence provided in an intelligent and ethically responsible way. These actions by the police have been astounding to see as a citizen, and we are very disappointed with many other things that they have said and done thus far, including bullying, constant lying, legally unjustifiable threats. We realise, and even the police have admitted, and I quote, "This is all new to them, and they don't want to encourage other people to go out and do what we're doing." The police themselves have been seeking a lot of legal advice in terms of being able to work with us in the future and finding out via their own, legal team and superiors in terms of what is legal and what is not legal. It is of utmost importance that we make ourselves safe in doing what we are doing, and we are doing everything possible to limit the possible risks involved. This means to stay anonymous for the sake of our own children and families, and to know the law and abide absolutely within it, working with the police. If you have shared or posted anything online, please ensure that our personal identities remain anonymous to enable me and my team to continue what we're doing. There are many organisations in many countries doing what we have done, and there are hundreds of pedo hunter videos on YouTube. We've been watching these videos for several years and have been taking notes on the good way to do things, and some of the mistakes also. There is an organisation in the UK, for example, called Dark Justice, who within the last year have confronted over 75 alleged pedophiles. Dark Justice have successfully accomplished over 60 convictions out of these 75 confrontations. We hope to do the same. I was personally the victim of a pedophile as a child, and so these videos made me think that we should be doing the same thing here. After going online with no intention to do anything initially, we were horrified at the number of pedophiles who wanted to meet up immediately after being told they were talking to a 12 to 14-year-old boy or girl. We were put in the position to either meet up with them or allow them to meet an actual child. So we decided to do the right thing and confront them and hand the evidence to the police. Unfortunately, these predators online are currently running rampant and were so easy to find that we felt the problem was simply too large to ignore. It is clear from the amount of responses we received from pedophiles within 10 minutes of being online that the police simply aren't getting even close to scratch the surface of the problem here in Adelaide. So we want to create awareness for mums and dads out there, because these people are literally everywhere. Be vigilant at all times, parents. If you have a suspicion about someone, I'm telling you now, your suspicions are most probably right. Don't allow complacency with your children, because these predators are incessant. They will not cease in their efforts to abuse our children. The last thing I want is for anyone to be hurt, including children, ourselves, or pedophiles. We certainly don't want to give the police any legal reason to charge us or open ourselves up by acting illegally or unlawfully to any kind of prosecution. With this in mind, we have made ourselves available to the police and spent in the last week over 20 hours with senior detectives discussing the South Australian law and ensuring that we remain within the boundaries as such. There are a few lines that we must not cross to act within the law. It is important to know that if we act illegally, we will be the ones going to jail and not the offender. So everything we do is carefully intentioned in this regard. Throughout our discussions with the SA Police, they have given us several points of advice to take into our next sting. All of these pieces of advice have been taken and used to immediate effect. The police themselves have been seeking legal advice, as this is totally breaking new ground for them also. Some of the things that SAPOL have said have been in regards to making the evidence collected admissible, and some of the things have been to do with making a lawful citizen's arrest. At present, there is considerable debate within the legal community about the definitions of a citizen's arrest. However, I am happy to note that the President of the Law Society of South Australia, Tony Rossi, was quoted in the Advertiser yesterday, page 15, saying, I quote, "While a citizen's arrest is legal, vigilantes do not help in the administration of justice." I am at least glad to know that he said what we have done is completely legal, even if he then went on to contradict himself by saying that it does not help in the administration of justice. My answer to his comment is simply that there was no administration of justice. There was nothing done at all before we had acted. So the administration of justice was only enabled because of our actions in a lawful citizen's arrest in the first place. I don't get how someone can contradict themselves, someone as intelligent as the President of the South Australian Law Society, more blatantly in such a short sentence. Our actions have enabled justice, not hampered it. Some of the things that I will not disclose, as we do not want to encourage others to do what we are doing. It is important to know that if we act illegally, we will be the ones going to jail and not the offender. So everything we do very carefully. We've been contacted this morning by the South Australian Police and are very happy to say that both busts in the last week will definitely go to court. The first bust, they are seeking further evidence at the moment. The second one, I'm very sure that this young man will plead guilty. The evidence is completely overwhelming, and we got a confession and admission online, on camera. This is very good news, especially after being advised by Detective Sergeant Lindsay Pratt initially that our evidence as a citizen would be inadmissible. Mr. Pratt then went on to say that we could actually post our videos online, as such they will not be used as evidence. We immediately felt free to publish our videos in the hope of some justice. However, as these videos will now be used for a conviction, we have taken the videos down temporarily until the courts have their say. The videos will immediately be going back up online once the criminal has been convicted. We will immediately publish our future stings online for a short time for the public until the police confirm to us the video shall be used as admissible evidence, upon which we will comply and take them down until the conviction via the official court's process takes place. I'd just like to say thank you so much again for all of the messages of support. It really truly has been humbling and overwhelming. We would like, as a team, the Adelaide Pedo Hunters, to wish everybody a safe and a Merry Christmas. Thank you.